This is Felix and Darren with Tycor Title, and you're here with Real Estate Hot Take for March. Darren, take it away.
So today, guys, we're excited. We got two of our clients that are going to be jumping on with us. First of all, we're going to introduce Stephen Burns from Primary Mortgage Resource. Stephen, talk to us about what's going on in the market, what's going on with the interest rates.
So interest rates are just as volatile as they've been for the last year or so. I don't think anyone has seen the volatility of rates like this in at least a very long time. Longer or more volatile than I've ever seen before, where we're seeing 0.25% swings throughout the day on a somewhat regular basis, where sometimes in a standard market, regular market, regular, you don't see 0.25% swings even throughout a week, but right now we're seeing it throughout the day, sometimes up and down, and it's hard to keep up. So we're always having to talk to our clients about, hey, these rates, they can potentially change. We're going to, built in a buffer of what the rates could potentially be. So when we're talking numbers, you're not, sideswipe when things come up. So rates are just volatile as ever. All it takes is one announcement with the Fed or one CPI reading for things to just go bonkers one way or the other. So things are very volatile, to say the least. I do feel like rates should overall trend downward this year, most likely, but we're going to see a ton of volatility along the way. So with rates, that's kind of what we're seeing. But another thing that we're seeing too is just buyers, especially when they're sellers and buyers, they're having a tough time getting over the fact that their payments are so low currently, and they're going to be jumping into a higher payment, because what a lot of sellers have is they bought their home maybe 5-10 years ago. They refinance into a low rate, their tax rate's low, they have a lot of equity, and a lot of times they're locked into a really good homeowners insurance policy as well. But now all those things, if they sell and buy another home, it's making it pretty difficult for them to stomach their payment going up, because now they're probably financing a little bit more, their tax rates based off of much higher purchase price, and their homeowners insurance is probably going to be going up. So I'm talking to a lot of clients where they're buying a home that's just a little bit better than what they have currently, and their payments are going up, sometimes $1,000, $2,000 a month, which is really hard for people to stomach. And so what typically happens in my experience is there's a certain velocity in the market of buyers turning into sellers in 5-10 years or so. Everyone buys their first home, eventually wants to upgrade, move to a nicer neighborhood, better school district, bigger home, whatever. But we're starting to see a lot of people locked in to their home, even though that's not their home for them. It's just a home that fits their needs because that payment is so low. So we're seeing a kind of a stagnant market in a lot of ways, where a lot of sellers aren't turning into buyers, and a lot of homes that would typically start to be back on the market are just kind of being locked up.
Do you have any programs, that you guys offer specifically that you want to tell us about as well that may help for those situations?
I mean, there's a popular program that I'm not the only one that has it, but 2-1 buy downs are an option for people to buy a home temporarily for the first couple of years, get that lower monthly payment. And the strategy and the theory behind using this program is get that lower rate up front for the first couple of years, and hopefully in 12-18 months, once rates hopefully start to settle, you can refinance and keep that low payment before it actually ever gets up to that higher rate in the future.
Thank you for sharing, man.
Yeah, and I want to introduce Jeff Kack with Roth Real Estate Group. Jeff, what are you seeing in the market in Yucaipa, actually, in the market area there?
Yeah, first off, I just want to thank you guys for having me. This is great. I think this is awesome what you guys are doing. As far as what we're seeing, I am seeing a really strong buyer demand, even with that, despite these interest rates. And I think, obviously it's the lack of inventory, I think, is what keeping these home prices relatively high. Right now in Yucaipa, there's 62 active listings, 56 pending, and 97 closings within the last 90 days. So pretty much on track of what we've been seeing, relatively stable there. I think one thing to note, specifically Yucaipa, there's a lot of new build communities that a lot of people are, considering it as an option. I think, it's they're offering incentives that are very enticing for these, especially first-time home buyers, to be able to get in with little to no closing costs. They're buying down your rate. So we're seeing a lot of people go with that option. Like I said, there's 5 different communities specifically in Yucaipa. But as far as, you know, sales price, I mean, median home price in Yucaipa is currently 538, which actually is up 8% from beginning of last year. So we're seeing it's actually a pretty significant increase. Compared to San Bernardino County, the region was up 4.2. So that's almost double.
Wow.
So I think you're seeing, you know, a lot of people that, you know, Redlands obviously is more expensive area. So they're, you know, they're migrating to Yucaipa, Calamasa areas just because you can get a lot more home for a much more affordable price.
Yeah.
So
Is it, I have a quick question for you. Is it smart for a consumer to take an agent when looking at new builds, or do you recommend them just going straight to the sales team that's there?
no, absolutely. I would highly suggest to have an agent represent you going in.
Okay.
Obviously the builders, you know, they're representing themselves. So, you know, as far as having your best interests at heart, you know, and do they take that time to really thoroughly go over the contract and know exactly what you're signing?
Yeah.
You know, yes and no. I mean, obviously they're going to answer your questions, but you know, a lot of these buyers don't even know what questions to ask. So
Yeah.
really having a, you know, a buyer's agent there to represent you, to be able to walk you into the home and make sure that your needs and your interests, you know, are at their true heart.
Yeah.
It's, you know, vitally important.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, thank you guys for sharing with us today. This was Real Estate Hot Take for the month of March. Be on the lookout for our upcoming episodes of Real Estate Hot Take. Thank you guys again. We're going to link Stephen and Jeff's information in the links below. If you want to contact them or if you need their contact information, feel free to reach out to them or to us. Thank you again, and we'll see you next month.
Thanks,
Thanks,
guys.
guys.
Take care.